It's Fast Talk. We're at Hendrick Motorsports talking with their drivers that are going to do battle in the 2010 campaign. Doug Rice along with Kyle Petty welcoming now the driver of the National Guard AMP Energy Drink Chevrolet, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And Dale, everything that I've read in the offseason and every appearance you've made, you've talked about renewed confidence and feeling eager to tackle 2010. Is that the case?
Yeah, I mean we had a tough run last year. And when I just started working with Lance, and so what happened was at the end of the season at Homestead, really, I kind of was wanting a couple more races. I was wanting to keep going, you finally, maybe if you get that, a top 5 or even, a win, you go, all right, now the offseason can start, and we'll rebuild for next year. But we were running so poorly, you just didn't want to stop because you wanted to figure out what was wrong. You wanted to fix it before it was over. And we didn't get that opportunity. We finished the season with some progress made and whatnot, but we still know we had a long way to go. They made a lot of changes in the offseason, but during this whole offseason, I've been just kind of anxious, to get back to the racetrack and get back on the racetrack and kind of see what that progress that we've done within the shop and in the offseason, what it's going to relate to as far as performance on the racetrack. And the sport's always kind of changing. The landscape of the sport changes every year, and we have new variables to think about and new possible rule changes and all that stuff to think about. And so, you just want to get on the racetrack and figure it out. Doing all these picture taking and answering all these questions, you just want to get out there and drive.
I've used you up this winter, man. You did a promotion for us for the Bobcats for the Victory Junction Game Camp. You were in Nashville at Sound and Speed. Yep. My man here, Dale Jr., is the proud sponsor and the proud partner with Victory Junction for our amphitheater at camp, and we're going to put one in Kansas City, so he's the first guy both places. But, I told somebody the other day, talking to you at both those places, you seem a lot more comfortable right now being Dale Jr. than all the pressure that people were putting on you. Are you more comfortable going into this season with where you're at? And yeah, I mean, you just said, yeah, I'm anxious, but are you more comfortable with where you're at?
Well, I feel more comfortable now than I did last year. I still haven't repaid my debt to Rick is the sort of the feeling that I have, that I kind of carry around with me, especially when I come over here to the shop and stuff. I feel like that I still haven't lived up to my end of the bargain when we and him made our deal. So that's still some pressure. That creates some pressure for me. But I feel better than I did last year. I've felt like this before. I was talking to a reporter earlier today who had a great point where, I feel like, my career and my span of performance, like anyone else in sports, is peaks and valleys. And I think that we're headed out of the valley, hopefully back to a peak of some sort. And I feel pretty confident that we'll definitely improve on what we did last year. That shouldn't be too hard. But I really, I feel good. We're just going to have to see when we get to the racetrack. I think that my head's on straighter than it was last year. For some reason, I made a lot of mistakes personally for some reason last year. And I feel like that I'm in a better place mentally to minimize those.
Keeping all that in mind, how important is it to get off to a great start?
It's pretty important. The competition has gotten so tough now that even 5 years ago, you could rebound pretty well from a rough start. Even if you run poor in the first 3 races for some reason, you could rebound and put yourself in an opportunity to race for the championship. But the competition is getting tougher now. I think you're a little more wary about that, a little more afraid to make mistakes early or run too poorly early. But if you're a strong team, you'll overcome whatever you need to overcome. I think for us, we need to get a strong start to get everybody believing in our theory. Get the media and the fans and everybody sort of off our backs and and so we can kind of focus. I mean, because it's hard, that just adds more pressure when you have a lot of attention and people want answers, and your performance not answering those questions. So hopefully we can start off good and get those get the momentum going for our team.